everyone. How are you? We are here. Don't worry. Don't worry. We are here. I know it's a little after 7:30. I was having a little situation over here. Get myself situated. This is the terranlamp show. So I'm changing it up a little bit. I'm now doing it by seasons because I put it on Apple Podcasts, and I put it on Apple Podcasts as seasons. So this is, some of you guys may know it as episode number 92. And now we're officially going to call it season 7, episode 2. So I've been doing this for 92 episodes, but season 7, episode 2. So that's what we're calling it now because it's on Apple Podcasts. So make sure you're getting on Apple Podcast. And if you want to check out prior episodes, go to the terranlamp show. We are on Apple Podcasts now. So exciting. Thank you so much for joining me. This is the terranlamp show. I'm going to put my Cash App in the comments. And I'm actually going to say that because I realize when it goes on Apple Podcasts and goes on some things, there's a lot of stuff that's just said and everybody can't see everything. So my Cash App is $TLAMP, LAMP, so TLAMP, the number 7. So TLAMP 7. And I'm going to put that in my comments right now. And that is for those of you who've been watching for a while, if you'd like to donate, it is a kind offering. I've called it a love offering, and it's not an official 501c3 or anything like that. If you put survivor in the comments, those funds go directly to a cancer patient or heart disease patient in need. I take them directly to the hospital where I go and pay off or pay a portion of a bill for someone in need. So my ask is that if you have it in your heart to just a little bit, any little bit helps. So far with the show, we've been able to pay off 2 bills for 2 different patients in need. So again, that's the little $. I know you can't see this if you're on Apple Podcasts, but the $, you know what that is. And TLAMP 7, TLAMP, the number 7. Please put survivor in the comments. Those funds go directly to someone in need. So I am going to get my guest on here. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, sorry I'm a little late. I had a little situation over here, but all is well. LaShonda.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, I think you're maybe breaking up just a little bit. Is that me or you?
Okay.
Oh,
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Awesome.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Thank you so much for inviting me to your platform. It's a pleasure to be with you this evening.
I really appreciate it. You have such a short story to share, you know. I want to get right into it because I know we started a little late and I want to give you your due time. So
that's okay.
Get into it. Give us a little bit about you and give us a little bit about your story and how you're doing.
Okay. So, hi everyone in IG land and remote podcasters. My name is LaShonda Schofield. I am a recording artist. I am an R&B singer. I'm a songwriter. I am a label owner of 309 Music Group. And right now I'm on hiatus. I'm preparing for double jaw surgery in November. But I am a recording artist. I love to sing. I love to write. And it's a pleasure to be with you all this evening.
So tell us a little bit about, well, okay, so it's up to you whether you want to tell us a little bit about how you got started in your journey or whether you a bit about, I still want to hear about the situation that got you here, right? But tell us a little bit about how you kind of got into singing and writing.
So from a singing perspective, I've been singing since I was able to enunciate words and have an understanding of what the voice is. And I was 3 years old performing The Greatest Love of All by George Benson back in the 70s. And my mother, at a very young age, discovered my talent, and she encouraged it. And over the years, I developed a love for songwriting. So I've been writing songs since the age of 11,
Mm.
and that from there, it was really just being a student of music, just taking it all in, and I loved all genres. I grew up during the MTV era, so I was exposed to all types of music and just had a love and appreciation for the art. And at 19 years of age, I was shopping myself around to different labels. God didn't have it for me to enter into the industry during that season of my life, but as time progressed and I continued to hone the craft, later on I developed my own company, and I decided to put myself on, so to speak. So as opposed to waiting for labels to sign me as an artist, I God gave me the wherewithal to put myself on, and that's what I did. I released my first single, which was titled um, uh, "Wash That Man." Wash That Man. And the rest is history. I've been doing it since 2018 professionally.
Wow. I mean, so at such a young age, so you knew at a very young age that that's what you wanted to do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I really did. I That's kind of cliche. I know a lot of people probably say that, but I did. I had a very acute awareness of what I was supposed to do while I was here. It was
Mm.
really just going through the process of, meeting the people that would help me along the way to hone the craft.
Mm.
And that's a process. So, learning the studio and learning how to perform live, all of those things. There were people along the way that taught me how to do those things, and I'm forever grateful for that. Yeah.
So talk about that a little bit, because I think I think about singing, right, and I think to myself, if I could sing, I would just sing,
We
but
all can sing.
that there's a process to it. I think people forget that these things take a lot of work, and I like that you call it a craft, because it
Yeah.
is just that, right? It's a craft, and people, when I'm sure when people hear you sing, they're like, oh my gosh, you can just sing. So, but it took a lot I mean, of course you have the voice,
Yeah.
you have the talent built in, right? But it took a lot for you to kind of, like you said, learn the different aspects of the business.
Hmm.
Maybe learn different ways your voice can go and not go. So is
Yeah.
there anything you can share with us there, just kind of the process of kind of learning
Hmm.
that you were this wonderful singer?
Oh, bless you. Well, again, I think you have, a natural ability first, right? So that has to be there. And then, like I said, I was just really blessed and fortunate to have people enter into my life in different seasons to teach me certain things. For example, I had a really, really good mentor in my early 20s. His name is Joseph B. Jefferson. He's a famous songwriter. He's since passed on, but he is well known for his work with the Spinners. He wrote songs with Elton John. And so God put him in my path when I was really young. And I'm fortunate enough to have been able to, be under his tutelage so that I could learn just different aspects of the craft of songwriting,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what I'm thinking I'm doing naturally, I'm 85% there, but then you have that person come into the fold who gives you that other percent, those other percentages to get you where you need to be. And he was that for me. I had singing coaches along the way that were, teaching me certain techniques. I didn't know that, obviously. So, there's certain things that you have to be able to do. Learning the business. I had people in my path to teach me that aspect of it, to know that I wanted to be my own boss, have my own platform, to be able to have that creative control.
Now, yeah, I like that you had mentors, because I think that's something that is an you know, we don't think of that a lot. I mean, we hear it, but I just, you know, don't know how many of us actually can say we have official mentors, right? And sometimes you kind of have to reach out to them. Sometimes that happens naturally, you know, however that works. But I like the idea of having a mentor. I think that's important. And having, I think I was reading this book, I forgot what the name of it is, about mentors and sponsors, but, you know, a similar thing, right? Having somebody to kind of, like you said, come up under their tutelage and really just learn things that you think could be 85% there, but this other 15 going to send you over the top, you know? So what type of, what would you say would be maybe one or two, you know, obstacles? Because I'm seeing, okay, singing, and then I'm seeing writing, and then let's keep it real, I'm seeing woman in the business, you know what I mean? And I'm sure you came up against some type of push or obstacle that, you know, you had to get over, you know, in the business, because in every business it's there, but I'm imagining in this business, you know, still had that, you had to come over it. Hello, everybody, by the way. This is the TERRAN Show, Season 7, Episode 2. We're talking to singer-songwriter, beautiful LaShonda Schofield. Thank you so much for being here today. Really appreciate it. And we're getting ready to talk about some obstacles. So what kind of hurdles came in your way?
I would say, like, during the days when I was looking to be picked, people telling me no. People telling me you don't have the look, you're not exactly what we are looking for in terms of your writing abilities, you know, just hearing no. But I got to a point where, you know, I had to drown out the no's and recognize that, you know, I could do whatever I put my mind to. And really that was, the obstacle is really the obstacle you put in your way. So once I pass.
Hold that thought. I'm about to write that one down. I take the obstacle is really the obstacle you put in the way.
They're the obstacles that it's the false narrative that you tell yourself. My inner dialogue at some point had to switch from, oh man, they're telling me no, to, okay, so what, they're telling me no. I know that I have the ability to do X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to pursue it on my own terms. And there's a freedom that comes with that, you know, but there's also a responsibility that comes with that, because it's a platform. You're now saying, okay, I am going to compete with the folks that are in the marketplace. So the responsibility that comes with that is I have to be able to measure up to what's currently out there, the sound, the lyrical content, the image, all of that has to match what everyone else is doing so that I, you know, so I could compete. But I've always believed in myself. And I think, you know, it starts there. We as people, no matter what your gift is, because we all come here with gifts, you know, so no matter what your gift is, you have to believe in yourself.
I like being responsible for it, though. But I wrote the note because I always try to take a note from you. The obstacle is really the obstacle that I or we put in the way. But I like being responsible because I know you're getting some hearts on that one. So I agree, right, folks? Like, the obstacle is really the obstacle that we put in the way. But the responsibility factor, I think, is a big deal, because lots of people can put the responsibility on other people for not or forgetting. You know what I mean? Like, for going for yay or nay. A lot of times the responsibility, you know, you tend to put the responsibility on other people. And I think taking responsibility for your own self and career and learning and being a student, you know, of your craft is a big deal, instead of saying, well, someone else didn't do this and someone else didn't do that. You know, take it and responsibility to do good work.
Yes. My motto is strive for excellence. I'm not a perfectionist, but I do strive for excellence, you know, and I think that's all we can do is do that. And you'll be surprised you know, how many people hear and see you when you do that. And that's really just been that's the secret sauce.
Yeah. Well, I think though it comes with work, right? And I think that four-letter word is sometimes difficult. And I always say, um, even in my own head, sometimes I always ask myself, like, Taryn, what separates the good from the great? You know,
Yeah,
sometimes I think it's that responsibility factor of taking ownership of you being great, you know? And it's not like you have to be great. Maybe you're not great at everything. You know what I mean? You can't be all things to all people all the time. But
sure.
the
Yeah,
things that if you the way you put it is that God gave you, you know, you came here with something, your gift. What
yeah.
how can you be great at that, and how can you separate yourself from the good? What separates you from good from to great? And I think
I think also being consistent too. When we think about basketball players, football players that are great, that are deemed great, why are they great? Because they have demonstrated a level of consistency
mhm.
um, in their strive for excellence.
Yeah.
So being consistent, you know, is definitely an ingredient as well.
So let me I'll ask you this. So do you want to tell us a little bit about where you are now and
Oh yeah,
that journey?
oh yeah. I found myself in a very interesting place, but I think God's in that too. Um, in 2020, I had Invisalign treatment. So those of you that aren't familiar with Invisalign, they're the orthodontic trays. So I had orthodontia treatment, and essentially, to make a long story short, because this is my truth, um, I had a botched job that basically caused what my myofacial therapist refers to as a facial collapse. Um, layman's terms, I think what they did was they overcorrected my smile. So it everything just started to shift. My upper lower jaw started to shift in really weird places, causing a lot of pain. Um, that ultimately resulted in me fact finding and seeking out medical assistance to figure out what in the world was going on, you know, with me. I had just come off the heels of performing with Fred Hammond and was ready to, you know, start launching my EP project, and had did some background work with a guy by the name of Jack Jones, who you guys will be hearing about soon. And all this weird stuff started happening with my jaws, and I found this amazing orthodontist. Shout out to my orthodontist at Advanced Orthodontics, Dr. John Karakin, because he basically is putting Humpty Dumpty back together again. So he identified what was going on. I was starting to have sleep apnea, so it was very difficult for me to breathe, and had to get treatment for that. So essentially, I'm preparing for double jaw surgery. So I have surgeons, I have my orthodontist, I have a myofacial therapist, um, and we're all working together in perfect harmony so I can have double jaw surgery in the fall. So I
Hmm.
haven't been able to sing. Um, I want to. But in the meantime, I've just been cheering on my friends who are in the industry and doing their thing and supporting other people's platforms, such as yourself, and you know, just buying my time until I can get this over with, this chapter over with, so I can resume what I was doing and what I'm purposed to do. Yeah.
Well, I like that you've still been doing things in the craft, you know, like supporting your friends and family or, you know, other colleagues. And, you know, you're not letting it, you're not losing it. You know what I mean?
No, and I sneak in a note every now and again just to make sure the vocal cords work. But in terms of actually recording something in a studio or performing, I'm not doing that at this
Well,
time.
seems to be a little painful.
It is, and I have what I would consider chronic pain, and it comes and goes. Like today is a semi good day, but I have moments where I'm just it debilitates me in a sense. But they are preparing my jaws for surgery, so everything right now is it feels recessed. Um, I have these two. You can't see them because I'm on the live with you, but I have these two bips behind my two front teeth,
Hmm.
supporting things. It's like I feel like I'm under construction. I have braces. Haven't had braces, traditional braces, in a very long time, so I've had to revisit that. But you know, it's a moment. You know, I keep telling myself this is a moment, and this moment will pass. Um, Folks in the industry have been really supportive. They've reached out to me on via DM. People are patiently waiting, um, and I'll be back. You know,
So what are some lessons you've learned?
Patience, um, perseverance. Um, what I talked about earlier, just believing in yourself. Just really, um, just being in the moment, and like I often will say little prayers to God, just gratefulness prayers, just to let him know that even in the midst of like what I'm going through right now, there's still a lot of things to be grateful for. So I often will say little mini prayers to God to just acknowledge I'm still here. You know, I still have the ability to do X, Y,
Mhm.
and Z. This is just a very small moment. So
Yeah, I think patience sounds, something I always, what do they say? Patience is a virtue and don't ask for it unless you,
patience, yeah, patience
yeah.
is a virtue.
I'm like, don't,
Yeah.
they always ask for it unless you want to be put in the position to have to use it. And I'm like, I'm not going to ask
Yep.
for it. I'm not patient. I try to be, but so you guys, this is,
Oh yeah. I've never felt like that because I feel like as long as the vocal cords work, it's
mhm.
gonna work itself out.
Okay.
If he takes that away, then I know I'm done. But that works. It's just the other stuff.
So you've
Yeah.
had
It's really just a matter of God
timing.
give me the grace to get through this season.
Yeah, timing.
Yeah. I have moments, but they're just moments because like I said, it comes and goes. Um, if I had my way, I would get it done now. But I have to. I had some wisdom teeth that were still lingering around. And the surgeons were like, you know, you're going to have to get rid of those, right? So I had my last remaining wisdom teeth removed. And, you know, you have to let the body heal itself, because that is considered a surgery. You have to allow the body to heal and the bones to restore themselves. So if I had it my way, I'd be doing it right now so I could get to the business of singing. But I have to wait until the fall. So,
and so that's not going to be my next question. The last question is, what does the future hold?
Man, being on platforms such as this, putting out my projects. I want to do, you know, more podcast related activities of my own, because I've hosted and led shows as well in the past. I can't wait to do like music videos again. Like, I really enjoy the art and creative process of creating visual artistry. So doing that, just putting out good music and inspirational music even, because I recognize that God is allowing me this season is grace. It's grace. So I want to make sure that when I do come back, I put out songs that glorify Him as well. Not just the R&B stuff, but to glorify Him first. So you'll be hearing some inspirational stuff. But yeah, just getting back into it. Picking up where I left off.
Right.
Pretty much. Shout out to R&B Soul Effect TV. I was honored with my own day, April 2nd, LaShonda Schofield Day. And it brought me to tears, because I was having a moment, and when I got the notification, I was like, wow, you know, for someone to think of me in that way and to think of my music in that way. And I was just so grateful for that. So just really just picking up where I left off, you know?
Yeah, like I said, you have unfinished business. Okay, so LaShonda, this is the last question. Now, I know you said you're good on the fly. She did tell me that, ladies and gentlemen. She said she is good on the fly. So I don't know if she watched, but for those who watch the show and for those who listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, this is the same question I ask, the last question I ask everyone. Because you guys know I love rescuing my little cats in the backyard. And you know what they say about cats. So curiosity in the cats. So LaShonda, what are you curious about?
I'm curious about, why are we here? If I could sit at God's knee and ask Him, why are we here?
You're getting hearts on that one.
I'm curious about that. I think I know, but I'd love to hear His answer. I don't want to have to die to get the answer. I wish I could know now. I'm curious to know now, while I'm here. Why are we all on Earth?
Right. If you could just type in the comments, that would be great. That's a good one. Okay. So how, I know you're not really up to singing, I know. So, or unless you are, you're more than welcome to. But how do you want to send us off? I'd also like for people to know, because we're going to be listening to this is going to be housed on the podcast. So where can people find you? What should they be looking out for? Where do people go to listen to your music and all that good stuff? I want people to know that before we cut off.
Sure. I'm everywhere. I'm on all of your major digital distribution platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, YouTube. My music videos are on YouTube. I also have my music showcased on my IG bio page, LaShonda Schofield. And I'm also on my website, www.lashondaschofield.com. My catalog to date is featured on that site as well. So I have 5 singles that I've released, and enjoy my music.
This is so great. Well, I want to come. I want you to definitely. I want you to come back on when you can sing for us. And I say that because I know
Yeah.
it's going to be soon, and I know, you know, I want to hear from number one. But two, I just want to close the loop, right? I think it's just so important because you're in a journey and you're going to, like you said, you're coming out in a different season. And I hopefully can be a part of, you know, continuing that
Oh,
season with
absolutely. Yes. Thank you for having me. This is an honor that
no, it's
your
girl.
platform. It truly is.
These things couldn't happen without people like you. I always say to guests all the time, and I always call you after someone to call you after the show, but I always
Okay.
say time that, you know, this couldn't happen without you. I mean, you know, you volunteered your time and your talents, and those type of things are, you know, they've just been amazing to me. So I appreciate your
Bless.
time and your talent. I appreciate you, and I wish you all the blessings. I hope that we stay in touch, but I'm going to call you after the show. Guys,
Absolutely.
sign off. This is the Terran Lamp Show. We are here every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is season 7, episode number 2. We are on Apple Podcasts, the Terran Lamp Show, YouTube at I am Terran Lamp. Of course, you're on my IG. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff. I am going to post this interview with LaShonda. Thank you, Stephanie. Awesome show. Yes, thank you. I thought so too. We thought so too, right, LaShonda? We thought,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Um, and so I truly appreciate it. And I just want to sign off with everybody. Be good to yourself and each
Mhm.
other. We'll see you back here next week. This is the Terran Lamp Show. Bye.